This is just AMZN on, for Friday, November 2nd, 2018. And this morning, Amazon was continuing up higher, kind of did a retest pre-market to yesterday's highs, and looks like it was starting to bounce. The day opens up with a high wave bearish candle, still above our line up here at 1665.27. Right? Yeah. And then breaks out and goes up a couple candles and throws this really nice small indecision candle. I saw that one form right below the highs pre-market, right below 1700. And I just remember, I'm like, okay, this is a great one to get in on bearish, looking for it to roll back over. Looking for this to play out like a double top and continue back down, ultimately down to this level, like the 1754. Like I really wanted it to pull back that much today. And so got in bearish here, and it started to pull back, and I wasn't watching it. I was taking care of some other stuff. It pulled all the way back right into the line here, 1665.27. I should have had a trade set up to, or a target set up here, and exited. I didn't. It bounced. I think I saw it in here. It's like, oh, okay, it's kind of still holding that level. Maybe it'll roll over now, you know, and tighten up the stop at some point here. A little bit, just was going to let it ride, and just doing this virtually. Could have again had another target set up around this line. It would have moved into that, and I'll show you the options where I could have gotten out. The squeeze starts to form here, still thinking it's gonna roll over, and instead it just chopped around this level. I think on this candle I got stopped at, or trailed out, because I made a little bit again virtually, but it didn't roll over. It just kind of stayed right here at that line. It just did that all day. Stayed right here around 1665 all day. And so really nice level to consolidate at, multiple squeezes, just didn't really get going. There were a couple opportunities to buy off the lows and potentially reload with a trade similar to one I had up here. So the one that I placed there was with the puts, 1650 puts, buying at 2 and a stop at 1. And that was, almost a bracket of this candle. The high in this candle being 210. I still just went with 2 by 1 just because it's really simple math to do that. And I should have just had a target set at the high here at 711. That would have filled here, would have filled here. No, I had it set higher, looking for a further pullback on the stock. But that same trade, so I tightened up the stop just to 250, just to get something out of it, just virtually, and just having fun practicing, sticking to the rule like that. Got trailed out on this candle, and didn't actually come back down to the 2. My stop would have been fine at 1, and we had yet another opportunity to get out around 7, not quite 711, but 7 here or 6 something, anything like that. And that still would have been, 4 or 5 R's somewhere in there. Instead, I was trailed out here, but I could have done the same trade again here, 2 by 1, and gotten out a little bit lower. Would have moved pretty quickly. Could have gotten at 5. That would have been 2 by 1, the target of 5. That would have been 3R. So had opportunity to make, really 8R here. That wouldn't have reloaded it because it didn't come down to 2. And then here, going from 2 up to 5, that would have been 3R. So that could have been, 8R and 3R. Could have been 11R. Just, playing the same trade, 2 by 1 on the 1650. Excuse me, the 1650 put. But that's not what I did today. That would have been the better way to play it. And so if we come back in here and look at the calls, so here are some of the lows at this low at 940, this one at 1020, 1040, 1020, 1205, and 125. So you can see the lows here, 940, 1020, 1205, and 125. Those are some good places that it bounced, but did something a couple times in those areas. Didn't have the same price though with the 1675 call. Um, would have had, a nice low value, around 4. Like this one, you wouldn't have got it at 4, but you could have, could have been setting up a trade just with a little bit more of a pullback, knowing it's going to lose some premium. It did. Could have gotten in at the low of this by $1 lower, then traded that back up a couple bucks for a couple of R. And then when it comes back down to that same price, you got to take away some more premium and then some more premium. And we've kind of got a gentle downslope here that on the stock was just really, really sideways through here. So it may have been a little bit challenging to know the right price to get in, even though the lows were really, really similar. Some people could have been buying at this level thinking, these are really close to each other, just buy here early. And that was at 115. At 115, somebody could have been buying here. And I guess maybe weren't stopped out here. But anyway, if you're buying here or here on this candle, you could have been buying, near the low, like $1 with an absolute zero. So your whole risk is $1. And that in that one candle, it moved up, easily 2R. So there was definitely opportunities for that, especially in a candle like this. But even though it just chopped around here, it didn't get back up to 1675 and didn't get into the money. It got close, but it didn't have any explosive premium like the puts were doing. Like this put was doing, where it stayed steady around a value and then moved way up. So the edge was definitely bearish at this point today, just because, and here's the daily, just because we had this really strong rally and we're at a point that similar, like I said yesterday, similar to up here where this seems like it came up too high, getting above that close already. It seems like there should be some bearishness that comes in, like we shouldn't be up this high. So we'll really wait and see what happens if we do come back down, do some sort of a bottom or pull back a little bit further. But right here, we're indecisive again. We got a nice small candle, still opportunities on small candles like this. But we're kind of in a bit of a no man's land in this range. And it's just going to be really interesting if we continue to play out sideways a little bit at 1665, up and down a little bit, see if we can get down to the next line, up to the next line, and really make a decision of what we do with the price here. So hope this made sense. Hope there was something you're able to do, seeing these patterns, seeing some small candles, and we'll continue. Take a look next week. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.